then you're not going to get the moderates coming out of those primaries into the general election. And you know, unless the sort of silent majority of moderates shows up at the polls, you get more of the same.
Matt, here's an example of how undiplomatic things have become on Capitol Hill. Let's take a look at this exchange between Republican Congressman Don Young of Alaska and historian Doug Brinkley just last week.
This side has already made up its mind, and I call it garbage, Dr. Rice. It comes from the mouth.
Dr. Brinkley, Rice is a university.
Well, okay, I
know
call
you
you
went to
Dr. Rice.
Yuba
I'll call you
College,
anything I want to call you.
graduate.
Sit in that chair. You just be quiet.
Well,
you
why?
be quiet.
You don't own me.
I don't
pay your
own
salary.
you, but I can tell you right now.
The gentleman will suspend, and I'll remind members, and I'll remind
I work
witnesses.
for the private sector. You work for the
Mr. Brinkley.
Matt, that kind of behavior has become commonplace. I mean, that's what we've unfortunately grown accustomed to seeing.
Yeah, no, I think you've got more and more of that. And, you know, there used to, Michael, be sort of social compacts, like you wouldn't use the debt ceiling to sort of put a gun to the head of the country. There were just certain things, you wouldn't filibuster judicial nominees en masse. Both parties have kind of crossed the line. I think Republicans have taken a step further in the past few years by being much more promiscuous in the use of filibusters in the Senate. And that has really driven this partisan wedge.
You use the word social. I think that's another part of the problem. It used to be they'd lift a glass with one another. Now they all scurry home on Thursdays, don't come back till Tuesdays because they need to go home and raise money, and there's no socialization taking place with any of them. In any event, it's a fascinating survey. I look forward to it every year, even though it depresses me. Thank you for your time, Matt Cooper.
Thank you, Michael.